One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and pace his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
We made it to another freaking hump day. Good morning, good morning. Hopefully you're all enjoying your guys' morning so far. I know the hell we are. We're here. So we had an issue yesterday with our StreamYard. Hopefully we don't have that issue today. We restarted the computer, restarted the entire StreamYard software and all that stuff, and it looks like it's all working fantastic. So W's for that. Listen, we got a lot going on today, as you guys see in the title here. Tsunami warning across the Pacific, as well as a Miami boat crash that I guess this happened a little while ago, but there's update on that. I guess they're having like some sort of conference. And then we have a little bit more on Trump on Epstein, so we're going to get into that. We're going to start off today with breaking news yesterday. The UK will recognize Palestinian state if no ceasefire, Starmer says. Then we're going to go into the whole ordeal with the Miami boat crash and what the Coast Guard has revealed in those details. Then we also have, from yesterday, Trump says Epstein stole victim Virginia Guaf, I don't know what that is, from a Mar-a-Lago spa. I have no idea what the hell that means. Then we're going to get into the more of the tsunami stuff. We have U.S. tsunami warnings. Earthquake rises to 8.8. Trump weighs in as well on that. Then we're going to go into a little bit of what these tsunami waves look like here on the U.S. shore. And as of 3 hours ago, they are affecting our own shore here. And then last but not least, what happened just an hour ago, part of breaking news, President Trump announces 25% tariff on India. So we've got all these stories lined up for you guys, but before we do, man, make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe because it's also free. This is the part that costs a little money, though. If you guys would like to help out the channel, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is how we get to speak the way that we do. We don't cater ourselves to radical views to be able to get views on YouTube to make money. We're 100% funded by you guys in the membership program. Thank you guys. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, all that great shit. It's great to utilize that platform because I'm on it all the time. You know what I mean? We also have the Discord in the chat if you guys are interested. Make sure you guys join up. We're all hanging out over there, in between. And I do, speaking of the Discord, I have a little goal set right now, which are the teal color. This is the way that YouTube sets it up. They ask you if you want a teal or you want a yellow super chat or whatever. I put it to teal, which is only $5. If we get 10 of those, the goal being met by the end of it, then we'll go ahead and do a Discord party / movie party or Call of Duty party, whatever. We'll have a party in the Discord, man. So anyways, very much appreciate that. Last but not least, every super sticker, gifted membership sign up, super chats, all of these things are going to be presented live onto the freaking show. But if you guys would like to, skip that 30% brutal cut that they take from you guys and me as well. I mean, they just snagged that shit. Well, we have these platforms you guys can, send your donations to, and I will shout you out. I have it up right here. Bam. So if anything comes through, I will absolutely see it. We got Brother Shadow up in the building. Good morning to you, kind sir. I see you, as well as Slim, Brother Warland, Naomi. Good morning to you guys. Todd J, my man, good to see you, as well as always. Rabbit of Chaos, good morning to you. How do you say that, by the way? Borrego or see, this is where I don't want to mess someone's name up, but I already did. But kind sir, I very much appreciate you hanging out with us. I apologize for me being illiterate as fuck. We got Miss Lotus up in the building down there in Florida. Good to see you, as well as Bree Rodriguez. Good morning to you. STMC Prez, what's up, man? How you doing, kind sir? Good to see you. We got Brother Frank as well as Steve Posey. Good morning to you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Brother GEG as well, and Dragon Classy. We got Carney's Right as well as Peaches, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the gnarliness of today. We're going to start off with the UK. This is breaking from yesterday, by the way. This was breaking yesterday, and anytime I see these breaking news stories or whatever the case is, sometimes this happens when I'm off stream, and when I'm off stream, which yesterday there was a lot of shit that happened in the afternoon. So we're going to be talking a little bit of where we started yesterday since we got off the show all the way up to today in present hour. So anyways, back to this, man.
But we are following some breaking news as UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has just announced that the UK will recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel agrees to a ceasefire in Gaza.
Well, it's kind of funny because the UN already basically recognizes them as a state. They don't recognize them completely as a state, but if you look, it still says State of Palestine or whatever when they're speaking at the UN. And I think that this is where the UN was talking about, hey, we're going to start recognizing Palestinians or Palestine as a state. And now we got the UK going into this as well, which honestly is being condemned by us here in America as well as Israel.
And take steps forward to long-term peace. And we did want to play out at least some comments from UK Prime Minister Starmer right now.
That's right. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Listen, you guys don't have to like all the craziness, but you can hit it for me and my takes, man. Why can't we hear anything? There we go.
I'll take some questions. John.
Prime Minister, two issues here, obviously the aid and also the recognition of Palestine. First of all, on aid, what assurances did you receive from President Trump that he will use his influence with Prime Minister Netanyahu to allow the aid that you've talked about, the aid going in by trucks as well as by air? What assurance did you receive from him? He sounded as though when he talked about every ounce of food going in, and you can't fake the pictures that we've seen on TV. Tell me about the reassurances you've heard, the promises, pledges from President Trump.
That's actually a good question.
And on the recognition issue, you do appear to have moved your position.
Man, why is he asking a double question? I hate when people do that. I hate that. We got Mount High up in the building saying likes from Mike, my man. Good morning to you, kind sir. And we got our left-handed tobacco already on deck, ready to go. Well, I guess we have it on deck, but we haven't started it up. So we're going to
from
right now.
Recently, last week, really, where you were talking about various other measures. I'm wondering what has influenced you into making what looks like a U-turn here on this issue? Is it pressure from the 250 or so MPs, most of whom are Labour? Is it pressure from inside your cabinet? We hear there are 7 cabinet ministers pressing you to push for recognising Palestine. Or is it President Macron, who of course lobbied you? He talked about it last Thursday about recognising the Palestine.
Yeah, over there, the French president.
Also at the UN General Assembly. And what difference do you think actually recognising
Palestine? So now that's a third question this guy is going on.
Palestine will actually make in practical terms?
Thank you for those questions. Firstly, on the question of aid. I won't go into the discussions I had with President Trump yesterday. We had a long session in private, and we discussed the situation in Gaza, and you heard the way the President then put it in the press conference that we held afterwards. And I think you could see for yourself his concern about the humanitarian situation in Gaza, as is my concern, because we've been saying for some considerable time now we need to get more aid in at volume and at speed, and the situation now is absolutely catastrophic, which is why I've taken this decision today. In relation to the two-state solution and the recognition of Palestine.
What's up, Extra Surprise? Real quick, my man. Good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day so far.
It's been long-standing Labour Party policy. It was in our manifesto. We talked about the right of the
that's not totally understandable, GEG. I totally get you, man.
To recognition. And we've always said that would be part of the process, and that it would be an important part of the point that we thought it would have maximum impact. It's driven today by two things. Firstly, the context in the intolerable situation.
Yep, and we even presented that live, Charles, onto here. I believe it wasn't the IDF. I claimed that the IDF did that yesterday, but it wasn't the IDF. It was the Israeli government. I can't remember who did it, if it was Netanyahu. I can't remember who it was from the government, but somebody did show a picture on Twitter of the UN aid that was left out there completely rotting and in the sun. So yeah, I did show that off. Their contentions are, well, they don't agree with the distribution aspect of the United States being there, and so they're not going to allow them to touch that food. So that's essentially the UN's problem right there. Yeah, and yes, oh my God, seriously, yeah, there is a picture. Let me find that picture real quick. It's out there on a big cement slab. No, like, some sort of tents to protect it from the sun or whatever, but it's just sitting out there. It's fucking insane, actually. We got Grid One Motorsports, my man. What's going on in here? Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day morning, kind sir. I'm going to go ahead and find that picture for you guys right now.
Gaza, which is getting worse by the day, but also because of the concern that the very possibility of a two-state solution is reducing, and therefore it is very important to be seen in that context as a very important contribution to what I hope will be an alleviation of the situation on the ground, because I'm acutely aware that what needs to happen urgently is that aid into Gaza at speed and at volume, and that ceasefire that can open the way for a political process. So this is a decision taken by this government in the context of today, and after a meeting with my cabinet just earlier this afternoon. On the question of the difference it will make, the reason we have announced this in the way we have in relation to the General Assembly in September is precisely because I want to ensure that this plays a part in changing the conditions on the ground.
Okay, real quick,
and making
I got this video that I'm going to go ahead and present to you guys right now. We're going to actually see the video, not just the picture. Right here, Israel gives tour of UN aid left rotting in Gaza. This was 5 days ago. It won't let me, unfortunately, make it bigger, so I'll just do this. See, look, it's just out there in the cement slab. Out there sitting there waiting. Let me go ahead and bring that back again. Look at all this. Just sitting out there. Yeah, totally rough. And the UN loves to sit here and deny this claim, which is insane. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring it back into the final part of this.
That aid gets in, making sure that there is hope of a two-state.
What's up, brother Straight Jacket, my man? Good morning. Happy hump day, man.
Solution for the future. And therefore, I've always been interested in what is going to make a material difference. How can we work with our allies most effectively? And that's why this comes as a part of a peace plan that we've been working on for some considerable time, an 8-part plan, which I've already spoken to Germany and France about, and many other countries. So this should be in the context of answering the question, yes, how do you get humanitarian aid in at speed and at volume, but also what happens the day after a much-needed ceasefire so that we can get to a long-term peaceful outcome.
What's up, Gunpowder Nitro, my man, as well as KP? Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And yes, as Naomi says, that is despicable. It absolutely is. Absolutely is.
And I think that that is the context in which you should see the decision that I've made today. Can I go to David, PA, please? David.
Yeah, thanks very much, Prime Minister. David
What's up, Christopher Collins?
In your statement just now, you've said that UK will recognise the state of Palestine unless Israel takes steps to end the situation in Gaza and reach a ceasefire. That sounds like our recognition of Palestine is conditional. But why is that? And how confident are you that a ceasefire can be reached by September?
Well, the primary aim here is to...
I'm going to answer that. What are we looking at the chances of a ceasefire by September, which is only basically a month away? I don't see there being a real ceasefire. There's going to be a temporary ceasefire, I'm going to guess, of some sort of like 90-day ceasefire or something like that. And then there's not going to be a permanent ceasefire to the war. It's just not going to happen. At this point, it's too little, too late. And even if they gave all 50 hostages back, 20 living and 30 that are dead, even if they gave them all up, that's not going to be enough for Israel to stop. It's just not at this point. I'm just being 100% realistic, as much as I may or agree or disagree with that. It's just the truth. We got Frederick Frame up in the building as well. Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. All right, so...
change the situation on the grounds.
Before he answers that, you know what I mean, for the pocket watchers.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit. We got Motobomb over there in Virginia saying, on the bike headed to work, listening in the hey man, I appreciate you. You gotta be set up with the headset up there. That's awesome. I never really got into that Motobomb, by the way. I never had anything in my ear. The only time I ever had something in my helmet was my AirPod. Once in a while I would do that. And I stopped doing that when the AirPod fell out of my fucking helmet. I went to go grab it while I'm riding, and then it fucking fell. So I was like, you know what? I'm only going to use a wired headset if I'm going to use it. And I even have one of those, the stereo thing. I forget what they're called, but where you can communicate with each other and stuff like that too. I never put that shit in my helmet.
For people who desperately need change, we need a ceasefire. We need always to keep in our mind the hostages and the atrocity of October the 7th, and they must be immediately
I don't know. I
released.
Messaged him yesterday, by the way, Frank.
They've been held a very, very long time. But also we need, alongside that, to ensure that we get aid in at volume and in speed into Gaza, because the situation is simply intolerable. And this is intended to further that cause, and it is done now because I am particularly concerned that the very idea of a two-state solution is reducing and feels further away today than it has for many, many years, and therefore it should be seen in both of those contexts. Thank you both very much indeed.
And that's where he's going to leave it right there. So that was breaking yesterday. Now we're going to go ahead and move on into, we're going to bring it nationally here in the United States. There was a Miami boat crash, and the Coast Guard comes out and, I guess, reveals some new details. We're not going to listen to the entire thing, but I am going to give you guys a little synopsis. U.S. Coast Guard provided an update after a deadly boat collision took place on Monday. Now, that's just 2 days ago. Officials say 2 children are dead. Wow, that is way, way unfortunate. Let's go ahead and bring this up and present this for you guys.
Response surrounding the collision between a sailing vessel and a barge on July 28th. We will discuss.
Oh man, it went guy in between a sailing vessel and a barge. Oh, that's. I mean, you ain't gonna win that fucking ordeal in a boat crash, you know.
Collision, the ongoing investigation,
and the
salvage of both vessels involved. Our primary speaker is Captain Frank Florio.
What's up, Michelle? Good morning, by the way. I'm going to bring that back so you guys can hear that name again. But, hey, Michelle, hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far, your hump day.
And the salvage of both vessels involved. Our primary speaker is Captain Frank Florio. Florio, I spell Florio, Florio. He's a commander of Coast Guard Sector Miami.
Okay, so that's the person that's going to come out and start speaking here.
Flanked by spokespersons from our Park Fire Rescue, Miami-Dade County Fire Rescue, and the Mayor of Miami Beach. Open the floor for a few questions. After those remarks, please wait for Spanish questions. Translate them back to you. Only a few questions, but our introduce Captain Florio.
Here we go.
Good evening. I'm Captain Frank Florio, Commander of Coast Guard Sector Miami. Before I begin, I want to express on behalf of the entire Coast Guard family, our deepest condolences to those who have lost loved ones and to all who have been impacted by this heartbreaking tragedy. Events like this leave a lasting mark on our community. They remind us of the fragility of life and the shared responsibility we bear in protecting those who take the water. Our hearts are with the families of the victims, and we stand united in grief and resolve. The Coast Guard, alongside our local, state, and federal partners, has launched a comprehensive investigation.
Well, of course you guys have, but like I want to hear the actual thing here.
And to learn from this loss so we can help continuous improvement and the safety of our waters.
So they're going to sue, blah, blah, blah. They're going to...
Collision involving a sailing vessel with 6 people on board.
Or charge, rather.
And a tug and barge operating near Hibiscus and Monument Islands. Miami Beach Fire Rescue was first on scene and quickly joined by Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, City of Miami Fire Rescue, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
What's up, Rob's neighbor? Good morning.
Coast Guard Station, Miami Beach.
As well as get some.
This was a unified and rapid response by a committed team of professionals. Tragically, the incident resulted in the same-day deaths of a 7-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Oh, Jesus. That's so fucking heartbreaking. A 7-year-old and a 13-year-old, man.
2 remain hospitalized in critical condition, and 2 other individuals were rescued. Search and rescue operations concluded yesterday, and next of kin notifications have been completed.
It's terrible.
Moving forward, the U.S. Coast Guard will maintain the lead in the maritime casualty investigation. Our focus is clear: preserve evidence, learn every possible lesson, and support.
And that's very hard to preserve evidence when happen out in the water. I can tell you, it's definitely not going to be an easy investigation. That's for damn sure. Let's go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. We're not going to listen to this whole thing. We've got a lot to get through today. We got to hear Trump's remarks here regarding Epstein here in a minute.
Have any indication whether the barge or the sailboat could have moved?
Okay, they're asking questions.
Be part of our investigation, and when the investigation is complete, we'll have better answers.
Yeah, see, he's just going to give non-fucking answers right now.
Earlier, they've been asked to do
Guaranteed.
As of now, they have done that voluntarily.
It's been a little more than 24 hours. What do you know today that you didn't know yesterday about this investigation? They can
confirm that, but as of now, we believe the girls were wearing life jackets.
Yeah, see, he's not going to get any real information out here. We'll give you guys more of the information as it comes out, of course, but that is absolutely terrible. I hate having to present shit like that. That's one of the really hard parts about doing this job. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on into Trump. Trump says Epstein, quote, stole victim, Virginia, I don't know what this word is. I have no idea, but from Mar-a-Lago Spa. So anyways, let's go ahead and see what the hell is being talked about here. And this is as of 14 hours ago. So this is one of our tail end of yesterday's news kind of stuff. We're going to get into the tsunami after this, the tsunami warnings, and then what it currently looks like right now. The landscape is, I believe it's like something to like 4 or 5 feet they were getting over there in Hawaii. But I think that within the last hour, it's actually come up quite a bit.
Joining us here this evening, I'm your host, Mike Page, always with you, bringing you the day's biggest top stories and headlines. I want to take you now.
You too, my man. I appreciate you hanging out with Borrego, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of your hump day, man.
Inside Air Force One earlier today, when President Trump was speaking to the media members, we had the audio-only version. Now we have the full video, now that he is back here in the United States. Let's listen on Live Now from Fox.
If you know, a lot of money's been sent by other countries, but nothing compared to us. But a lot of things have been stolen. They send money, they send food, and Hamas steals it. So it's a tricky little game. But we're going to make sure we have some very good people. They're going to be watching it.
Who is going to be running those food centers for you, and what kind of oversight?
Well, we're going to be dealing with Israel, and we think they can do a good job of it. And they want to do it.
Of monitoring the food centers?
No, they want to do it. The food centers, yeah. They want to preside over the food centers to make sure the distribution is proper.
President Obama had a great time seeing the beautiful course, but there's some critics who say this was a promotional trip for you.
That it was what?
That it promoted you and your business personally. What do you say to that?
I haven't heard that, no. I haven't heard that. Did you get to see my drive in the first hole?
You hit it straight.
He's talking about over there golfing this morning, or yesterday.
Prime Minister Netanyahu went with you.
2 days ago.
How many?
2 days ago.
What do you think?
I said, we sent money. and I want to make sure the money is spent wisely and is spent judiciously, and that food is distributed in a proper manner. And he wants to do that.
Mr. President, you talked about moving Palestinians out of Gaza. You said that in the past. Do you still support that idea?
Well, it's a concept that some people fell in love with and some people don't. We really have to see how it all works out before we do that. But, you could do something spectacular, but that's a different concept. You could also probably do it if you left some. Some are leaving automatically, you know that. Some would like to leave. I think many would like to leave if they were given an alternative. They really have no alternative now. But certainly that was a concept that was really embraced by a lot of people. But also some people didn't like it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be condemned internationally because it's going to be looked at as ethnic cleansing. Not necessarily genocide, but it could be ethnic cleansing, which is you're displacing a whole bunch of people, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, yes, that was going to be and was condemned around the world, hence why I'm glad that Trump really kind of dropped that whole ordeal with Gaza and the United States. Thank God.
Minister Starmer, he was kind of critical of Israel and said more pressure needed to be put on Israel to allow food to get in at speed. Do you feel that Israel is a good...
I think Israel wants to do it, actually. I think Israel wants to do that. They're going to want to, and I can tell you that they want to do it. They don't want Hamas stealing the money or stealing the food. And
that's fucking terrible, Tiffany. Jesus Christ.
What they've been doing.
I think Israel can be trusted to allow more food in faster.
Look, I think Israel wants to do it, and they'll be good at doing it. If they do it, and if they really want to do it, and I think they do, they'll do a good job. The food will be properly.
There's a perception maybe that Keir Starmer didn't do so well in the press conference yesterday. Do you have any words of support for him?
I thought he did well in the press conference, and I thought, I think they made a good deal. I think we all made a good deal. Why, are you hearing otherwise, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, shit. She goes, yeah.
I think the feeling is that he was maybe a little weak and didn't really have very strong answers and maybe wasn't entirely honest about free speech and immigration.
I don't know. I like him. I think he's good. I think he's a great representative for UK. I haven't heard that.
In your meeting with John Swinney today, did you offer to drop tariffs on Scotch whiskey?
No, we really didn't discuss it much, but I have a lot of respect for him.
Mr. President,
and I didn't have a lot of respect for the woman that preceded him. I thought she was terrible as a First Minister of Scotland.
Yeah. I don't know her politics extremely, but I know that they were extremely liberal.
But I think John is doing a very good job as First Minister.
Mr. President, your Treasury Secretary and Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, the China talks wrapped today. Any sort of reaction coming out of the meeting? They're extending the truce. Are you pleased with that?
I just had a phone call from Scott Bessent and had a very good meeting with China. And it seems that, they're going to brief me tomorrow. We'll either approve it or not. But he felt very good about the meeting. Better than he felt yesterday. Yesterday I said, "Ooh, here we go again. Here we go again." But today it worked out very well. I think the result is probably
I saw a report from Reuters that India is preparing to face higher U.S. tariffs between 20 and 25%. Is that what you're tracking, or what do you think the rate will be for India?
They are going to pay 25%.
Yeah, India is preparing to face higher U.S. tariffs between 20 and 25%.
Yeah, I think so. India's they're my friends, and he's...
Great point there, Get Some. He says, lefties kill me, quote, kick Israel out of the Middle East. Then, quote, why is the U.S. deporting illegals? Hypocrisy 101. Fact. That is fact.
My friend, and, they ended the war with Pakistan at my request, and that was great. And Pakistan did also. We did a lot of great settlements, including the recent one, as you know, with Cambodia, blah, blah, blah. So, that was a great one. I think that's been pretty well finalized now, right?
Oh, you guys made a W in here. We got 33 likes and 32 of you guys in here, man. So big W to you guys. Thank you for the likes. Your laborious work on hitting that like button does not go unnoticed. I promise you. We got Sick Bastard, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far. Good to see you, sir.
No, I'm asking you.
Did I do a good job in that one? I did a good job in about 5 different wars. Do you think I'll get credit for it? No. Will I get credit for it? She'll say yes. No.
Is the deal with India finalized?
No, it's not.
Okay. So what rate are you expecting?
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But India's been a good friend. But India has charged basically more tariffs than almost any other country.
Well, speaking of India and tariffs, at the end here, as you guys know, I told you guys at the top of the hour, just an hour ago, there was breaking news that President Trump announces 25% tariff on India. So I think that's what he was reserving himself on this whole ordeal, saying it's not done until this is done by the United States. So
you know that, right? Over the years, but now I'm in charge, and we just can't do that. I think the trade deals are working out very well, hopefully for everybody. But for the
Charles, I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen and then it's not in the media. You know, I don't know anything about that, to be quite honest. I didn't hear that. I heard that there's a ceasefire in place and everything is, you know, fine in that regard. But I don't know. There's always an opportunity for bullshit, right?
The United States are very, very good.
Mr. President, the Wall Street Journal case, lawyers are...
What's up, Blue Lance? Good morning.
Can you say what the lawyers hope to get out of that?
Oh, I don't know. We're going to see. It's in the lawyers' hands. I've been treated very unfairly by the Wall Street Journal and everything. I mean, I don't know. They even hired people from the Washington Post, third-rate reporters, gossip-type reporters. It's all gossip. And, you know, I've been treated badly by the Wall Street Journal. I would have assumed that Rupert Murdoch controls it, but, you know, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. They are talking to us about doing something, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they would like us to drop that. And so we'll see.
Is that what they're settlement talks?
Yeah, they want to settle it.
With money involved?
No, he's treated us wrong. I mean, you know.
Man, it's pretty wild how long Trump can sit here and just get interviewed. Like, it's insane how he can just sit here and just go and go and go and go. Jesus. We're skipping ahead a little bit.
Got a lot to say about everything.
But now you're saying you're not taking a view on Sir Keir Starmer's announcement. Does that mean you're
no, I guess Starmer's doing the same as Macron, right? He's basically, is he saying the same thing? I think so. Essentially, they're saying the same thing. And that's okay. You know, it doesn't mean I have to agree.
Mr. President, you said yesterday you're calling out that Jeffrey Epstein was over him taking some of the workers from your business. But your administration in the past said that you threw him out because he was a creep. So can you explain that discrepancy?
Well, maybe they're the same thing. You know, it's sort of a little bit of the same thing. But no, he took people that work for me, and I told him don't do it anymore, and he did it. And I said, stay the hell out of here.
What did they do? So is that what was meant by being?
Who are you with?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm the travel pool, but I'm with NBC News.
NBC fake news. Okay. NBC's.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. You said NBC? You mean NBC fake news?
The worst. All right. What else, Dan?
I was at Air Force One, the new Air Force.
What's up, Papa Penguin? Good morning. Good to see you, my man.
When do you expect to be flying on the new Air Force?
I think by let's say February, maybe. Much sooner than the others. The others are being built. Long time build. That's a long time build. Now, they're not normal 747s. They, you know, have a lot of things on them that another plane wouldn't have. But we'll get this one a year and a half, 2 years earlier.
How much will it cost to retrofit it?
I don't know. That's up to the military. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't been involved. It's their plane. It's, you know, the Air Force. They'll be spending an amount of money. You know, it is a different plane because it becomes for military use. So, but I don't know what the number.
There have been questions about whether the amount that it'll cost in the hundreds of millions of dollars, whether that's worth it, considering how little time you have.
Well, you know, it's a great plane. It's one of the best planes in the world. The Air Force is.
I can't believe they're still talking about that stupid fucking gifted plane. Bro, it's so fucking insane that... Wild.
The United States. And if you remember, it was Obama that wanted to get the plane. He was the one ready to sign a contract. I don't know if that has proper compression. I don't know. That's a strange one. I just heard that 2 minutes ago.
The British farmers are so grateful for what you said yesterday about the importance of farming because we have changed inheritance tax, death taxes.
Well, farmers are so important.
That's right, Carp. I like that. I like that. Wakey, wakey. I like that. Good morning. Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day so far.
Farmers are, you know, they liked what I said on a couple of things yesterday. They liked what I said for the farm. I'm a big farmer person. I love the farmers. I think they're great. And
they're about to. They're about to. He says sometime in this interview, Trump says Epstein stole victim Virginia, blah, blah, blah. Her last name, I don't have no idea, from Mar-a-Lago Spa.
Steer the laws so the farmers don't get hurt in our country and in their country. But Europe has a big immigration problem. But they also liked when I said that they have one of the worst mayors anywhere in the world in London. He's a horrible mayor, nasty guy.
I didn't know they were called mayors out there.
Stupid guy, in my opinion, but he's a nasty man, and I want nothing to do with him. But I didn't think it was a big statement, and so many people said thank you for saying that. He's a bad guy. Khan is his name, I guess. He's done a lousy job, I can tell you that. Terrible mayor.
Mr.
But people liked it so much when I said that.
Mr. President, yesterday you mentioned that you would change the Russia deadline to 10 to 12 days. Has that started yet, or when can we, see the official statement that is the new deadline?
I'll tell you what.
He said from that day, 10 or 12 days from that day.
I'll give it to you now. Do you want a big scoop?
Yes, please.
Everybody else, close your ears, okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
10 days from today.
Okay, there you go. 10 days from yesterday. So I'm bringing up my calendar from yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on the 8th of July.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
We have a scoop.
Or I mean,
and then, we're going to put on
August.
tariffs and stuff, and I don't know if it's going to affect Russia, because he wants to obviously probably keep the war going. But we're going to put on tariffs and the various things that you put on. It may or may not affect them, but it could.
Are you working for the
Wankers.
of the victims of the attack shooting?
I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you that.
Have you spoken to Mayor Adams?
That's a very, boy, that's a bad one. That's a bad one, but I won't tell you about that.
Have you talked to Mayor Adams? Have you spoken with Mayor
I have,
Adams?
yeah.
One of the other things our readers liked from yesterday was when you were talking so forcefully about illegal immigration in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I want to hear this Epstein thing, man.
Living, from hand to mouth. They're not living the same way. I mean, I looked at some of the hotels they're using, and they've done out of the streets.
He's just going to sit there on immigration for a minute.
Our veterans, they can't get a room. That's no good.
Just a bunch of Mar-a-Lago. You're saying that Jeffrey Epstein poached 2 of your staffers. Who were they?
Here it is. Here it is.
Say two, or I don't want to say any number. You're talking about many years ago, but yeah, he took people, and because he took people, I say don't do it anymore. They work for me, and he took beyond that. He took some others, and once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like when they steal people. I don't like it.
When you steal people, I don't like it. What the fuck is going on here?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Don't do it anymore. They work for me, and he took beyond that. He took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like when they steal people. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Prison for a social media post.
What
Are
the
you
fuck?
saying that that's taking place in the UK?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing that. Well, I looked at it yesterday. Well, they said they canceled Truth Social. I'll bet it's uncanceled very quickly. I'll bet it's
Shit. Well, hey, listen, for the pocket watchers out there, we got to do it.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
And we definitely are screwed, Gunpowder Nitro. That's a fact. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it's a little different. It's different. I see it in some countries that you would never suspect it. Not only there. I've seen it in other countries where, they're like bread and pudding countries, I think, and then all of a sudden they become somewhat violent. When people go socialistic, or when you get the radical left or the left going in, the countries actually become very mean. They become two things, mean and incompetently run simultaneously. How is Caroline doing? Is she doing a good job? Look at her. She said she'll start. Come on, Caroline.
Chloe wanted to watch, sir.
Oh, Chloe, do you want to come over? Chloe is she's a great golfer, a great talented golfer. She's probably the most talented golfer other than Kai, but I think it's about the same, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
She hits the ball long. This little girl has a lot of muscle, right?
Yeah.
So, and she wins every tournament she plays in of her age.
Yes, very fun.
You love golf, right?
Yes.
But she's a great athlete.
How did the golf course play today?
Great.
Did anyone in your foursome hit that massive bunker?
And as they pull her back,
That was a mess.
as soon as they were done with that little move right there, they just pulled her right out of frame. Shit.
But unfortunately, nobody did. Well, I played two of the guys who were pros and really good players. One of them won the tournament last year, and you could see they were very good players.
Yeah, I heard that get some. He says U.S. District Judge Robinson Rosenberg of Florida denied a request to unseal grand jury transcripts of Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, I didn't know that's the exact name, get some, but I did hear that it was denied. Absolutely. They were like, fuck no. So I think Trump also knew that that was going to happen, as well as they could sit there and say, no, we're not going to give that up.
Holds the course record.
Well, we played a first round. That's it. We only played one round. This was our first round, so I'd have to go into that exactly. But they're two really good players. One of them, is the one who, the story. You know who that is? So he took.
I don't know. Is he just going to go ramble on for some bullshit?
Bad, and they're too costly. And every year you see them up there, the government is paying a lot of money. Whereas if you have oil, if you have other forms of energy, you make money on it. In other words, you bring down taxes.
Well, he's right about that. So I think he's just going to ramble on about some other bullshit. But that was the only thing. The headline definitely got me on that. So I wanted to hear that, and that was a ordeal. All right, so starting from yesterday, I think you guys know, early in that morning, there was a big earthquake that had happened, I guess, yesterday. 8.8, by the way, over there. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up, bring up a little bit of what the tsunami is, the tsunami warning from this earthquake. It's a big one.
Live picture yet again, though, off the coast of Honolulu. And so remember...
And we've got basically from the very beginning of this whole ordeal to the middle, and then we have the leading up to right here, right now, just an hour ago, what the United States Pacific coastline is looking like right now. We
brought you that news from the Hawaii Emergency Management Authority and Governor Josh Green there in Hawaii, saying that in about 30 minutes' time, all sirens will sound there in Hawaii, and that the first wave of the tsunami they're expecting, wave impact, in about a little under 2 hours at 7:10 p.m. local time. So Hawaii under evacuation right now, sirens blaring there in Honolulu as residents were urged to higher ground. Now remember, other tsunami warnings, the National Tsunami Warning Center based in Alaska issued a tsunami advisory for parts of California, Oregon, and Washington.
Well, shit, man, get some. Hopefully we'll see on the flip side here. Be good out there, and hey, man, always appreciate you hanging out with us, but hopefully that goes well for you right there.
And this was an 8.8 magnitude earthquake here. Let's get back, though.
What's up, Aaron?
For friends at Fox Weather, including there, Steve Ben.
We're going to find out together, Aaron. I don't know there to be actual damage yet, but we do have what the Pacific coastlines look like just as of an hour ago, so.
He joins me. And Steve, thanks for being with us. I know you've been following this so extremely closely. And help us make sense. How did we get here today? Walk us back to when you guys first heard.
I was actually on Fox Weather covering what was happening in the Midwest. We're talking about severe storms, and the word came in, hey, we had a major earthquake just off the coast of Russia. And so we're thinking, okay, is that going to impact us, right? We're thousands of miles removed, over 3,100 miles removed. When you're talking about Hawaii, then you start looking at areas like the West Coast, over 3,400 miles away. So dramatic difference in between the Pacific Ocean, of course. But additionally, this came in, and it was an 8.0 earthquake magnitude. This was massive.
8.0?
That in and of itself.
And then it went up, or what?
Caused alarm because of close proximity to the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. Then we got an update about 45 minutes after that. It was an 8.7. That brings it to a different category.
Yeah, so that's exactly right.
And then from there, now the final measurement, 8.8 magnitude 8.8. And that may not seem like much of a difference at 8.7 to 8.8, but actually the energy dispersed out is 1.5 times, roughly 1.5 times greater out of that just 0.1 when you see that difference here. But to set the stage here, what we're looking at is about 8 miles off the east coast of Russia. And with that, Russia felt the impacts right away. This was something that we had seen off of social media coming in, that coastal communities, this wave was coming in. So there was that confirmation of a tsunami. Now, the warnings initially were just for Russia and Japan. We had watches out for Guam, Hawaii.
Yeah, but then Hawaii, now the Pacific coast.
The Aleutian Islands, and this eventually evolved. And we'll get to where we stand now, but to put this in perspective, an 8.8, I mean, we are now at number 6 tied all-time ever. And when you think about
all-time in history, I mean, look at these. 9.0 happened over here in Russia, very close, in 1952. Wow. 9.1 happened in Indonesia in 2004. 8.8 over there in Chile in 2010. And then another, because we've seen that Chile's gotten hit quite a few times over there in South America, 9.5 in 1960. Wow.
In recent times, what is the strongest earthquake that we have since then? We have to go back to 2011. So it's been nearly 15 years since we've had that. But for this region, it is extremely active. This is the Northern Pacific and the Bering Sea. It's actually known as the Aleutian megathrust. It's those tectonic plates that are always battling each other. And with this, to give an actual analog year, because each one of these earthquakes is dramatic.
Get some rest, my man. We'll see on the flip side. Definitely see
the difference where the epicenter was, how deep it is, where is that dispersion of energy with the wave energy, and where will it make its impact. I mean, the best year you can even compare this to was actually number 5 of all time in that same area of Russia, Kamchatka, where you're looking at 1952, so nearly 70 plus years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty radical. That's interesting to see there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it into Hawaii right now. We're not going to have them ramble our ears off on that specific thing. Let's go ahead and move this over. Man, they've had a lot of activity over there. This is just in the last 12 hours right here. All these red dots that you guys see. Yeah, it's pretty radical. All right.
So that's where we stand as of right now. Now let's talk about the impacts that we're anticipating ahead. For Hawaii, we are getting closer and closer to this making its impact. Anywhere around 7:10 to 7:20 local time is when we're expecting those initial impacts. The sirens are going to sound, as you had mentioned, with the governor.
This was midnight for me last night, midnight 17. That's when the estimated wave was to hit. Now,
there, they've actually been ongoing here for hours now.
Because they evacuated, or right? Like, what are they? I don't know where you evacuate to, though. That's the whole thing. Like, what do? You know, you're stuck on a fucking island.
The severity of this for those in Hawaii. Now let's shift our focus to the West Coast. And we look at the lower 48. Everyone along the West Coast is under a tsunami advisory. Right before we started talking, though, there was a update in Northern California. It's very difficult to see, but it's just south of Crescent City.
What's up, David? Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you.
That area, and it includes Crescent City, that's in red. They are actually in a tsunami warning now. They're expecting wave heights to be anywhere from 3 to 5 feet above their tidal impact. And so that's going to be the concern there. I've been fortunate enough to visit this area. They have steep cliffs as a barrier, but the concern is those bays, those allow water to funnel in. Think about the energy that's building all across the Pacific, and if it hits it at the right angle, all of that energy gets funneled into the bay, and that's where you have the marinas. That's where you have some possibility to damage to those communities that are along the coast. Elsewhere, we do have that advisory that's in place.
So this was looking like it was going to hit the United States, the Pacific coastline, around early this morning. So we have a little bit of this update. So I just wanted him to explain a little bit of what we were looking at, and so you guys can get a visual there. Let's go ahead and now move it on into what the waves look like as of 3 hours ago. So this was right after the whole ordeal, right during that time. So
here at 7-Eleven on the East Coast, we do want to get back to the very latest of that massive earthquake that triggered a global tsunami warnings. Take a look at your screen. The latest video that has been compiled from across the globe. Tsunami waves continue across the Pacific this Wednesday after impacting Hawaii, and they begin to slam the coasts of Washington, California, and Oregon early this Wednesday morning. In California, a tsunami with a 3.6-foot wave amplitude was reported in Crescent City, with a 3-foot wave amplitude in Arena Cove.
Yeah, that's not bad
at all. 1.6-foot.
Yeah, that's super nice. If it was going to be that big of a deal, you know what I mean? 3 foot is definitely not that big of a deal. I can tell you that. I promise you, not that big of a deal. The damage that you guys did see up there looked like it was up there by Russia, where you guys saw that damage over there, the initial clip they played here. I think that's right there on the coastline of Alaska. So, of course, they're going to be hit the hardest up there. But for us on the Pacific side, there's not going to be really any impact.
Wave amplitude was reported in Point Reyes, and a 1.4-foot wave amplitude was reported in Monterey. And as we are discussing
awesome right
California,
that's lit up right there. That's definitely like, if this is a road or whatever, they should shut down this road. I don't know what exact area this is, but yeah, this looks like an area that it's like, okay, maybe we should not be in this area right here right now.
To share with you the very latest from the National Weather Service San Diego. They put this out on X early this Wednesday. They say
what's up, 13, my man? Good morning.
First tsunami waves have reached La Jolla shores as of 1:45 a.m., registering around 0.36 feet. For areas upstream, the first waves haven't been the biggest, with arrival of additional waves for 6 or more hours after the initial wave. So just providing some context with that. We also have the very latest from the National Weather Service Bay Area on X as well. They say same story with San Francisco, where we are now seeing tidal swings of 2 to 2.5 feet in as little as 15 minutes.
Wow.
They can create some seriously dangerous currents.
Yeah, in the harbor, you better make sure that you got your shit tied up nice and neat. You know what I mean? For sure. You don't want to have a bunk-ass tie-up job right now.
Along beaches and harbors, it's just a good idea to stay away from the water today. Great advice there. And as we are discussing the Bay Area, I want to give you a live look there. 7:12 here on the East Coast,
Looks like Long Beach.
4:13 Pacific. time, and you can see a live look at the waterways. Just want to provide that live look for you so you can see what many are calling the calm before the storm. And as we continue to get the latest from the National Weather Service, we now transition to the National Weather Service Los Angeles on X, as they say the Port St. Louis gauge shows a rapid and damaging surge going from low to high tide in just a few minutes. Wow. They say do not return to inundated areas as waters will recede, but could return multiple times through the next 24 hours, and the first wave may not be the largest.
Yeah, that's brutal.
As we are discussing that's
definitely brutal.
Getting the very latest from areas including Seattle. Their National Weather Service putting out an alert on X as well. They say, quote, we continue to see tsunami waves arrive along the coast as well as Strait of Juan de Fuca. Reminder, do not attempt to go to the shore to observe the tsunami waves. Great advice there, as we know.
Check in on your local cameras. You can go. You guys don't have to go out there and get it yourself. You guys can capture it from local cameras out there for your area for sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our final story for the morning. We're not going to necessarily get you guys all wound up on something and for a super long time here. This is actually a very short update. It's 3 minutes long at least. So, but this is the last ordeal that we're doing today. So make sure you guys stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding somebody. I haven't picked anybody yet, but stick around for that. Make sure you guys hit that like button as well. Helps out the show. So this is the breaking news. President Trump announces 25% tariff on India.
Turning now to some breaking news as we take a live look out of the White House in Washington, D.C. President Trump announcing that he will impose a 25% tariff on goods from India, plus an additional import tax because of India's purchasing of Russian oil. Bringing up here on your screen as well a statement from Truth Social by the president. Take a look here at your screen. He says this, quote, remember, while India is our friend, we have over the years done relatively little business with them because their tariffs are far too high, among the highest in the world, and they have the most strenuous and obnoxious non-monetary trade barriers of any country. Also, they have always brought a vast majority of their military equipment from Russia and are Russia's largest buyer of energy, along with China, at a time when everyone wants Russia to stop the killing in Ukraine. He finishes off his statement by saying all things not good. Well, India will therefore...
India, the one thing regarding India is they are very strict about using their own shit. If you guys notice, they don't really sit there and buy a whole bunch from worldwide or sell, rather. That's what I mean. They probably buy. I don't know about what they... But I mean sell. What they sell it's insane. They only sell to themselves kind of thing. It's very... interesting what they're allowed. They look at their market and they're like, in order to tap into our market, you're going to have to pay a super premium. And that's the way India has worked.
For be paying a tariff of 25% plus a penalty for the above starting on August 1st. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Back out live to the image that we have of the White House, as I do want to read some of the reporting courtesy of the Associated Press. The Census Bureau did report that the U.S. ran a $45.8 billion trade imbalance in goods with India last year, meaning that it imported a lot there from that country. In fact, more than it exported. At a population exceeding 1.4 billion people, India is the world's largest country and a possible geopolitical counterbalance to China.
That's right. It just beat, on a population level, I believe India surpassed China in like 2021 or something like that, 2020. There was something in that range. They just surpassed them in population, and they're just exceeding. They're like going up. Like, it's insane, their growth rate.
India and Russia have close relations, and New Delhi has not supported Western sanctions on Moscow over its war in Ukraine. President Trump discussed his policies on trade and tariffs with reporters accompanying him Tuesday on the flight home following that 5-day visit.
Brother War Gorilla, good to see you, my man. Happy hump day.
Scotland. He declined to comment then when asked about reports that India was bracing for a U.S. tariff rate of at least 25%. Then he said, quote, we're going to see. The president also said the outlines of a trade agreement with India have not yet been finalized, but we do know that
but it's going to be starting as of August 1st.
Of this morning, at least as of Wednesday, the president did announce that he would impose that 25% tariff on goods from India, plus an additional import tax because of India's purchasing of Russian oil.
Right. They're punishing for buying Russian oil. Right. That makes sense. So, I mean, this is only in a couple days.
That post from Truth Social that I just showcased for you, he did say that India is, quote, our friend, but its tariffs are far too high on U.S. goods. And then he added that India buys military equipment and oil from Russia, which President Trump hasn't said enables the war in Ukraine. And as a result, he does intend to charge an additional penalty starting...
Because buying Russian, buying Russian oil, you're funding basically Putin. You're funding Russia, so...
This Friday as part of the launch of the administration's revised tariffs on multiple countries.
Shit. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a great place for us to go ahead and leave off. And look at, we got Brother Dean up in the building. Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day so far, my man. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I very much appreciate you guys making these shows what they are. I can't thank you guys enough for contributing the way that you guys do. Hitting the like button and sharing out the video is very helpful. Listen, having updated news like this is an awesome thing that we live in a time where we can live and have this kind of shit breaking and have a show like this. And I'm honored that you guys allow me to do it. So anyways, stick around. We've got Brother Chris Lestrange. He's over there in South Africa. It's his birthday stream, so we're going to go ahead and raid him. And Finding Dory, appreciate you for hanging out with us as well. So, as always, make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Helps out the show. And we'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are interested, we've got the Diamond Effect. I'm not really sure what the topic is yet. It's already posted on the channel, but I kind of go up there and I really do a lot of listening and throw in my 2 cents. These guys sit there and research a single topic for like 7 days straight. So I like listening to what their takes are on this kind of shit. So anyways, listen, appreciate you guys. God bless everyone. We'll see you guys here tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. God bless everyone.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on 2 wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand.